Hello my darlings and welcome to a Kobo cull vlog. That's loud. That's my washing machine. She going off. I'm just gonna shut the door. Okay, so I thought I would do a Kobo cull vlog. Haven't done one in a while, and that's just where I go through my old Kobo and I go to the oldest books on there and either read or DNF. This is what most people do for read it or unhaul it. This is my version of that because I don't own physical books that I haven't read. That just doesn't happen for me because I buy very few books, but I do have ebooks that I purchased back in the day that I haven't read. So I do have a virtual library. And that's what we're doing today. We're clearing up some space. So I'm just going to turn it on, go to the book, give it a go. This vlog will end when I read one book in full. And you're probably thinking, well, it's going to end straight away. Most of the time I end up going through 6 books before finding one that I actually want to read in its entirety. Hopefully this is charged. I didn't even check. I'm doing this on the fly spontaneously, this vlog, because I've got a few hours before I have to pick up my teenager. And I thought, let's do it. Okay, it's fully charged. Sweet. All the way to the bottom. We've got a book called Plastic by Scott Guild. I think it was the cover of this that got me. These days I tend to only buy ebooks for get real weird with it, obviously, or if I've read I'm actually, what do you call it, read the little excerpt, little preview that you get. Plastic by Scott Guild. What is this about? It's got a 3.49 rating. It says it's a sci-fi. So this is talking about climate of gun violence and environmental destruction. Erin is a plastic girl living in a plastic world. She eats boiled chicken and then conveys her articulated body to Tablet Town, where she sells her figurines. Smart bodies, wearable tech that immerses them in a virtual world. Oh, so I wouldn't have picked that from the cover of the book, right? Like I wouldn't have thought sci-fi. I would have thought weird lit fic. But all right, let's give Plastic a go by Scott Guild. The first sentence is, for a second I thought the file was corrupted because it wasn't turning the page. This is the secret. Forget the water. Let's go. Sylvie. Hi. Sylvie. Hi. Hi, honey. Hi. Do my hands smell like hair mask? Yeah. Yeah, they do. Sylvie. She's so cute. You're so cute, Sylvie. I love you. Okay, this book is kind of weird, I ain't gonna lie. At the moment, she's gone on to some sort of hot date. It seems like some virtual sex app, maybe. They talked about Brad Pitt disease, so that's a thing. But the way they talk to each other, I'm going to read you some dialogue. Ready? It okay feel bad, he says. No need embarrass. I get total. Life just creaky, no? So tough sometime. What I mean, what won't say, you know deserve it. You know deserve pain. No grief. You shiny woman, Erin. Only know you short time, but I see. And once you know, I good you tonight. Way, way good. I'm on page 16. I will give it 30 pages before making a decision. At the moment, I'm not jiving with it. Okay, so this isn't for me. I can't get on with that kind of language in the dialogue. It hurts my brain. So this is like a dystopian about a plastic woman who's trying to find love in a very broken world. I have a feeling it's very techie. So maybe it might be for you, but for me, no. Nope. not enjoying it. Let's go on to the next one. What have we got? The Faceless Old Woman Who Secretly Lives in Your Home by Joseph Fink. What is this? A Night Vale novel. All right, let's read the first sentence and I'll tell you what it's about once I've started reading it. Craig, 2011. I set your shoes on fire. Okay, so I just read the first chapter of this and I've just had to go into Goodreads and look this up. This is something else. This is the third book in the series. I don't know why Past Chanel bought the third book in the series, but I did. I think I can read it now. I feel like it's a bit of an interconnected book rather than an actual series. So what I'm getting so far from this, I think it's about a woman who's clearly dead. She's dead. And I think maybe something had been done to her. There might be a bit of a vengeance thing with this. She's currently haunting this guy and just fucking his life up. But she's doing it believing that she's taking care of him. She's looking out for him. So she's just sabotaged a first date that he was going to have with a woman because it's for his greater good. I'm just going to read a little bit so you can see, you can hear her style of voice. And also it tells you what's going to happen in the second chapter. The water in the shower is starting to run cold. And anyway, the fire truck's just arrived about the pile of burning shoes. She set his shoes on fire. Hurry and dry off so you can see the art I made for you. Craig, I'm not going anywhere. You are part of my story, a story that started more than 200 years ago on an estate by the sea. It is a long story, but don't worry. We have so much time still left. She is unhinged. She is fucking unhinged. Sometimes people can see her as this like gnarled old woman, like the poor girl who was going on a date with Craig. She went over to her house. She cut out everyone's faces from her photo album and then from Craig's phone sent her video of a coyote violently eating the innards of a raccoon. So she's like she's malevolent, but in a like prankster kind of way. You know what I mean? She thinks like these are just funny pranks, but that's fucked up. It is fucked up. I think she's just very petty. But I think she thinks that everything she does is, like I said, fucking hilarious. I'm finding it funny at the moment. I wonder what this is. I'm going to look it up on Goodreads. Is this like absurdist, weird fiction? Like what is this classified as? Okay, so let's see what this is classified as. Fantasy, horror, fiction, humor, historical fiction, mystery, paranormal. What is Night Vale? Let me just figure out what is Night Vale. I don't know what Night Vale means. So let me go to the first book. Welcome to Night Vale. Is this just a place? From the creators of the wildly popular Welcome to Night Vale podcast. Okay. So is this just podcast of people that made up stories? Night Vale is a small town where ghosts, angels, aliens, and government conspiracies are commonplace and part of everyday life. Okay, so it's just I think it's just placed in the same fictional town. That's fine. I think I can read it. And if I really love it, I could go back and read the other two. There's two of them that came before this. It has a 4.06 rating. I am going to continue on. Like I said, I've found it humorous thus far. Now we're going to An Estate by the Sea, 1792 to 1805. So we're going to find out what caused this woman to latch onto this family and like destroy their lives, like meddle in horrible, messed up ways. But like I said, it's kind of humorous the way it is written and she talks about it. So let's continue. Okay, I've now read 37 pages. So we're getting her backstory. So she's grown up rather wealthy, just her and her father only. And it turns out that Daddy is a smuggler. And one night when the bandits turn on her father, she just jumps into the fray and like kills a guy. So he's like, maybe you can join the family business. She seems to is adept at, Sylvie's there too. Two cats, at killing people and being a pirate, bandit, smuggler, what have you. I'm enjoying it so far. It's just really easy to read. I like her as a character, even her as a little girl, as a ghost chaos gremlin. She's nuts. So I'm looking forward to going back there. I'm assuming something really awful happens to her dad. This has got to be a revenge thing, and that's why she's lingering and being a haunt. So far so good. I will continue on. Okay, so we found out her villain origin story. Pretty much. It's sad. It's what you would expect. It's giving me to her backstory with the pirates and whatnot. It's giving me Our Flag Means Death. I think that was the show. It reminds me of that. But yeah, it was really sad. But I'm interested to see. The next chapter now is going back to 2013 and Craig. I'm interested to see how we get from her there to whatever the fuck she is now. So enjoying it. Okay, so this is what I mean when she's fucking chaotic. She's a chaos gremlin. So Craig was overdue with his MasterCard statements. So she somehow paid off his $15,000 debt. So she does weird shit like that. Like she'll take blood from him, go to a hospital, swap his blood sample with somebody else's so she can get it tested. But yeah, right after miraculously getting his credit card debt erased, she says, I celebrated your new debt-free lifestyle by carefully placing tiny spiders along the back collar of your shirt where you wouldn't notice them for hours. Okay, you know who she's reminding me of as well? She's reminding me of Greg. Is it Greg? Greg. Old Greg. Just the way she talks and like the way she's acting, which is logical but also illogical at the same time. Like there is a method to her madness, but even her method is fucking weird. Like this is chaotic right now. So Craig was on the phone to MasterCard trying to clear up, like, hey, I didn't pay the card fee. And she's like, Jesus Christ, Craig, now I'm going to have to like intervene. So she's let some mangled, injured fox into Craig's bedroom, okay? And that's distracted Craig. So while Craig's got off the phone to deal with the mangy fox, Devon, who was the call guy from MasterCard, was on the phone. And while he was on the phone, she went and started typing on his computer screen. She can just go anywhere at any time. And what she was typing was the date and cause of Devon's eventual death. And then after writing, Devon will die on this date in this way, she then fills his web browser with photos of human corpses with crushed skulls. And then Devon freaks out, passes out, smashes his teeth on the desk. And then she goes back to Craig and she's saying, if this was me and there was an injured fox in my bedroom, I would close the door, open the front door, and then line beef tacos from the bedroom to the front door so the fox would follow it out. However, Craig yells at it. And she said, why are you yelling, get out at a feral animal? I don't need to explain the limitations of human language to you, do I? It is a fox, and it is disoriented and scared. Can you imagine how you would feel if a monster 10 times your size stood above you and shouted incomprehensible noise? You'd feel terrorized, Craig. Okay, so I have now read 100 pages. So we're spending most of the time at the moment in the past with her and her criminal activity. She's assembled herself a crew to help her with her crimes. It's very much giving Six of Crows in that respect. And yeah, they're just going on some hijinks. Kind of also reminds me of Amina al-Sarafi as well. I'm assuming things go badly and she ends up being killed. And like I said, I know that her backstory probably might be enough for her to be a vengeful ghost, but I'm thinking something else might happen as well. Like there might be multiple reasons of why she's lingering around and messing with Craig. Poor Craig. Like she's kind of trying to help him. The last chapter, she ends up arranging a meet cute by causing him to get into a car accident with a chick that she's decided is good for him. I'm just having a fun time. It's fun. So I think this is like a 400-page book. I'm not sure if I'll finish it today. I do have to get kiddo really soon. And then I got to do all my mum stuff. But I will keep going and updating you probably every 100 pages. I'll update you 3 more times. I do have to mention though, I think the authors must love citrus because oranges, the fruit, oranges, feature very heavily in this book. Okay, so I forgot to mention in this that our main character's main enemy is the Order of the Labyrinth. They are the ones that struck when she was young and whom she has been plotting against ever since. She has finally infiltrated them and hopes to destroy them from the inside like a cancer. It's quite violent, I will say, the book, and I'm still enjoying it though. It is, like I said, mostly focused on her past. Every now and again we'll flash back to the future where she's just doing mayhem with poor Craig and everybody else who's unfortunate enough to sort of be collateral damage. But I've got to go and pick up my baby girl now, and I will do some more reading when I return. I'm hoping to get the book finished today, but I've got about 200 pages left. Okay, I forgot to mention this is mostly set in the Mediterranean, which is cool. This is also giving Count of Monte Cristo. Okay, I am down to the last 50 pages, man. I understand the need for vengeance, but where's the line, bro? I don't think she has a line. What was done to her is fucked up though, like fucked up, and it got me so angry. So I understand her righteous anger, but I am the kind of person that I do not think that the children need to pay for the sins of the father. That's all I'm going to say, but we're going to read the last 50 pages of this book. Come on, bro. Oh, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. It was doubtful that this young beauty should be so physically desirous of such a dried fig of a man. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Let me just think. Okay. All right, let's sum up this book. So, it's about a woman who has some tragic shit happen to her, and when she finds out the cause of it all, she sets on a path of vengeance even though she has died. So she does come back as an invisible, vengeful creature, and she spends all her time haunting and ruining the lives of these men, because that's her hobby. That's now her hobby as this immortal, vengeful wraith. Let's talk about the good things. I like the humor in this. There was dry humor. I thought it was good. There was emotional notes in this. So I did get attached to the characters. It was violent. It was fucking... it was tragic. It was tragic. It was melancholic. It was just filled with like grief and injustice. Injustice. Obviously, there is a bit of a weird jumping back and forth between the past and then the present, and the difference too in her character and what she's become. The present day stuff just feels fucking weird. It's like, what's going on? Why is she doing these things? Because it's incongruous with the past historical aspects, and then you don't understand until right at the end. Then you see the transformation take place over the hundreds of years. I'm pissed though. I'm pissed, okay? Like, it was feeling like a 5-star, and then I thought, when you find out like what she's doing in the present, I was like, oh, I don't think this is justified. And then you find out why she's doing this. It's because something else was denied her, and that made me so angry. It made me so angry. The person who deserves to pay doesn't pay, and that debt is handed on to other innocent people, and I don't like that. I don't like that. So I'm left with this story with this protagonist who I was rooting for, and then turns into someone that I cannot get behind. And it just sucks. It sucks. It's like, look, you missed your chance. You had one chance to throw that dart on the board. The board's been taken away. So don't go throwing your darts at everybody else who's in the bar. You know, that's the kind of situation. Like I said, I don't want to give it away, but yeah, very Count of Monte Cristo for sure. Yeah, look, I'm probably going to go with a 4. I feel like a 4's right, just because I'm so angry I've got crumbs all over my chest. I've been eating salted peanuts and they've covered me in salt. I'm just so angry. Like, this is a fictional story. You can choose what happens, and this is the choice. One second, I'll do my hair up because it's annoying me. And this is the choice they made. But look, I think if you're someone who doesn't need happily ever afters, definitely no happily ever afters. If you like anti-heroines, okay, so anti-heroes, if you're pro-revenge, no limits, unbarred, keep going, never stop, I think you'll enjoy this book. Obviously anything to do, if you love pirates and bandits and smugglers and assassins and heists, there was lots of that. So it was jam-packed with action. I need some hope. I need some justice. Maybe not all the characters, but some characters have to have some justice. Something has to work out. Otherwise, I get really pissed off. It's the Libran in me that, you know, the balance and the justice. And so I don't do well with books that don't have any of that. Like, look, this kind of also reminds me of Joe Abercrombie's books. And in that, some characters are done dirty, but some come out of it okay. So there's like a balance there. It's like some things work out for some characters, not all. Whereas this is just like, fuck, what a fucking bummer. I'm just, Look, I'm going to give it a 4.25 because it has elicited a very strong emotional response for me. I will have trouble letting this go. I will probably have to do a rewrite in my head just to be able to lay it to rest and have peace. I can't have it end this way. Oh my God. Hell. I'd be interested to read the other books in the series. I'm going to check them out. I will check them out, see what they're about. But because this book was like a lot of things that I do enjoy, as you've seen, as I've mentioned throughout the vlog. So obviously if you like any of those things, any of those books or TV shows or movies that I've mentioned, you might enjoy this as well. And what would I call this? It's weird, it's dark. I guess dark fantasy or paranormal, because you do have the ghost element. It's horror for sure. She gets quite creative with her kills. It's historical. Mostly it is a revenge tale, in a way. So yeah, that was easy. Second book was the one that I finished all the way through. As usual, didn't even remember getting it. Look, this is back when I was still married and we had 2 incomes. So, you know, I was like, get all the ebooks, load them up. So this was The Faceless Old Woman Who Secretly Lives in Your Home by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Cranor, in which a now invisible ghost was once wronged and decides to spend centuries committing heinous crimes, hauntings, and generational revenge. So that's everything for this Kobo clear out. Only cleared out 2 books, but hey, better than nothing. Let me know if okay, my question for this vlog is, if you were wronged, and I mean your entire family was slaughtered, would your vengeance end with the person who slaughtered your family, or would you feel the need to carry it out on everybody else connected to that person? Let me know down below. For me, like I said, I still believe that children should not be punished for the crimes of their fathers. You are not just guilty by association. I would only make those directly responsible pay, not just because you happen to be related or working for or friends with that person. But that's just me. I guess I am forgiving despite my Scorpio sign. I am actually quite forgiving. It might be the Libra in me, you know, the balance and the mediator and the which is, they're known for being like mediators and for making sure that justice is balanced. So I'd feel like once the perpetrator paid for their crime, justice has been served. If you don't want to comment, but you want to let me know you were here, if there's an emoji for scales, leave them down below. Until next time, stay wild, star child.